how's it going? It's That Nerd Ryan here, and today we're going to be reviewing Too Fast, Too Furious. So, I promised you guys I'd be doing a Fast and Furious movie a month, and we are at the second one now. So, this one does not have Vin Diesel in it. It actually follows Brian, aka Paul Walker's character, as he gets involved in another racing sort of heist that he has to go undercover for. But interestingly enough, he's not a cop this time. He's actually a fugitive on the run that gets picked up by the cops. So, what's funny, I do want to preface this before we get into the story. I never knew any of the plots of any of the Fast and Furious movies. But the plot for Too Fast, Too Furious is what I thought the plot for the Fast and the Furious was going to be. So basically what happens is there's, of course, a street race, not a drag race, but a street race this time, that they need a fourth person, so they call in Brian. This is also, I think he's a recurring character where we get introduced to Ludacris's character. I'm not sure. I just seen, I think memes and, commercials where I've seen Ludacris and more, so I think he is a recurring character in the series. But yeah, so Brian joins in the race and ends up winning, and with that, of course, the cops are called, and Brian actually gets caught. He's about to get thrown in prison, but the FBI, with the same agent from the first movie, says that they need his help on taking care of a heist in Florida about a big cartel head guy that is moving a ton of drugs and stuff, and they need to stop him. And why they need Brian for this is because they need a driver. They have an inside woman that's on the job, and for this big job that he's pulling off, he says that he needs very good street racers. So they tell Brian that if he does the job, his record will be wiped clean, and he can go on living his life. And with that, they also give him a partner, and as he's getting questioned, it turns out that the partner knows nothing about cars. So Brian asks for the choice for his person. So he chooses Tyrese Gibson's character, who I completely forgot the name of, but I know he's in other movies too, so we'll remember his name next time. But he recruits him after revealing that they were childhood friends who kind of had a falling out because Brian became a cop. They decide to start working together on this one, where they are given a test basically where they have to drive 20 miles and find a letter in a car that's depoted and bring it back. So of course, because they're the main characters, Brian and his partner get the thing, and actually during that, the police show up and try to stop it, thinking that they're trying to run from the job because their cars that they were given were tracked. And with that, they barely get away, and they end up being recruited for the job. With that, they go into a club with the head of their cartel, and they see that this guy is actually freaking insane. He's beaten up his informant cop to make sure that nobody's covering their mission. It kind of shows just how crazy he is. He uses the little Chinese torture of the rat in a pan that you heat up so it burrows through your stomach and kills you. They use that on the cop, and as that happens, they're starting to think that maybe the inside informant is compromised. But the next day, she shows up and lets Brian know that once they get to the airport that they're going to be dropping the money and the drugs off at, they're going to be killed. So with that, they try to come up with a secondary plan to make sure that they can survive this and also complete their mission. So they perk out the cars, and then they also create a backup plan to make sure that they get away from the cops that are also trying to enclose on them and everything like that. So we get to see a really cool chase scene of them getting chased by the cops and everything, and then taking all the money and then getting chased by the cops and everything, and they end up driving into a parking garage where all the street racers come out and they switch their cars and drive off. At that too, the cars have ejection seats, so Tyrese ejects his guy, and Brian is about to, but then finds out that they're actually going to a different place. So Brian ends up getting there all on his own, where Tyrese finally catches up to him. But as that happens, it's also the informant's cover, which is, I'm going to call her Eva because I forgot the character's name, but I know the actress's name is Eva something. But it turns out that she was on their side the whole time, and the cartel leader found out because he only told her about the airport. So her leaking that to them kind of gave it away. So as he's getting away on a boat, Tyrese catches up, they get in the car, and this is where Fast and Furious, at least in my eyes, went insane. They drove the car onto the boat and took out the cartel leader. And again, they lived to fight another day. But yeah, so this one was really cool. I liked the chase scene. I still thought it was a pretty good setup and story and everything. And of course we get the crazy stunt of driving the car into the air onto the boat. But yeah, with that, I still thought it was a pretty good movie. It's not goofy action yet like I thought it would be, but it's still good. I'm going to give this one a 8 out of 10. It's not as good as the first one in my opinion, but it's still pretty up there. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and follow me on all my social media down below. It's That Nerd Ryan.